Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take you on a journey tonight. Not just a journey of words, but one of feeling, of moments you've lived before, but perhaps didn't notice. Moments when your heart beat a little faster, when the air around you felt warmer, heavier, charged. Moments when a woman was speaking to you without saying a single word. That's the beauty of human connection. That's the magic of attraction. I've always been fascinated by this unspoken language between men and women. How sometimes the loudest messages are the ones never spoken aloud. How a glance across a crowded room can tell an entire story. You see, a woman rarely walks up to a man and says, "I want you." That's not her poetry. That's not how she draws you in. Instead, she lets her presence become a canvas, and every look, every gesture, every shift in her energy paints a picture that, if you can read it, will tell you everything you need to know. It starts small, almost imperceptible if you're not paying attention. Maybe you're sitting at a dinner with friends and she's across the table. She's listening to someone else talk, but every now and then, her eyes drift toward you. Not for long, just enough to plant the seed in your mind. Maybe you think you imagined it, but then it happens again. And this time, when your eyes meet, she doesn't look away immediately. She lets the moment linger, just a second or two longer than what strangers or acquaintances allow. In that instant, something inside you shifts. You've stepped into a private conversation that no one else at the table can hear. That's the first layer of her language. The subtle signals. She's not waving her hands in the air saying, "Hey, I'm into you." She's doing it in whispers, the kind of whispers you can't hear, but you can feel. Maybe she tucks a strand of hair behind her ear when you're talking, or she leans forward just a little when you speak, like she's trying to get closer to your voice. Maybe she tilts her head, her eyes softening as if she's studying you. These are the brushstrokes she's adding to the canvas. Each one gentle yet deliberate. And then the gaze deepens. Eye contact is a powerful thing. It's like a key that opens the door to someone's inner world. But when attraction is present, that gaze becomes magnetic. It's no longer just about looking. It's about holding. It's about holding. Locking eyes in such a way that you feel as though the rest of the world has blurred into the background. You're not just seeing her eyes. You're feeling them travel over you like a warm current, sending a message you can't quite put into words but instinctively understand. That's when your heart starts to beat just a little faster. You sense it even if you can't yet name it. You'll notice it in the way her pupils dilate slightly, in the way her eyes wander to your lips when you're speaking, or in the way she glances at you from across the room, then looks away quickly, only to return to you moments later. That push and pull isn't random. It's a game of tension. She's saying, "I see you. I feel this, and I want to see if you feel it too." Then comes the shift in space, physical proximity. She begins to shorten the distance between you. It might start innocently enough. She chooses the seat next to you instead of across the room. When she stands beside you, her body is angled toward you. In a crowded space, she lets her arm brush against yours. A knee touches yours under the table and stays there for a second before pulling away. Some men think these touches are accidents, but trust me, when a woman wants to be close to you, her body will find a way to cross that invisible line. It's not just about the touch itself, but how she reacts after it happens. Does she smile? Does she keep the contact longer than necessary? Does she lean into you rather than away? The body doesn't lie. We can say all kinds of things with our mouths, but the body will always betray what the heart is feeling. When she wants you, she'll use proximity as her unspoken confession. Of course, she might not just come closer physically. She'll draw you in emotionally through playfulness, that light teasing. The way she laughs at your jokes, not the polite, distant kind of laugh, but the type that makes her eyes sparkle, her head tilt back just slightly. She might challenge you, mock you in a way that's flirtatious but never cruel. It's a dance of energy. She's pushing, you're pulling, and somewhere in the middle, this tension starts to build. Think about the last time someone teased you in a way that made you feel alive. There's an art to it, a mix of humor, curiosity, and boldness. It's her way of saying, "I'm not just interested in what you're saying, I'm interested in you." She wants to see how you respond, whether you'll match her energy, whether you can keep up with the rhythm she's creating between you. And then, without warning, something changes. The energy shifts. The conversation slows, the laughter softens, the pauses get longer. You find yourselves leaning in closer without even realizing it. The topics you discuss take on a more personal tone. Your eyes meet more often. Your eyes meet more often. And in those moments between words, there's something else being exchanged. Something you can't touch or see, but you can feel in the air. It's like the atmosphere around you has thickened. You're both aware of it. It's not just attraction anymore, it's anticipation. You know where this is going, even if you haven't said it. That's the magic of connection, when two people silently agree on the same desire without needing to announce it. You see, a woman's interest in you isn't always about the obvious. It's about the way she makes the space between you feel. It's in her glance, her proximity, her laughter, her touch, the way her energy shifts in your presence. It's an unspoken conversation happening beneath the surface of the spoken one. But here's the truth, most men miss it. They're too focused on the words she's saying, or worse, they're too distracted to notice the signals at all. And when you miss those signs, you miss the moment, because moments like this are fragile. They live in the now. If you don't recognize them, they slip away. Slip away. And once they're gone, they rarely come back the same way. That's why you have to be present. You have to pay attention, not just to what she says, but to what she does when she's around you. Does she find reasons to be close? Does she play with her hair? Touch her lips, lean toward you when you speak? Does she give you that lingering look that feels like it's holding you in place? Those aren't accidents. They're part of the dance. They're part of the dance. And let me tell you, when you start to see these signs, really see them, everything changes. You stop guessing. You stop wondering whether she's interested. You stop asking your friends, do you think she likes me? Do you think she likes me? You know, you've learned her language. You've tuned into the frequency she's broadcasting. And when you can do that, you move differently. You respond with confidence. You meet her energy instead of second guessing it. You create an unspoken agreement that says, I see you. I feel this too. Us when attraction becomes undeniable. Swamped, deniable. That's when the connection between two people becomes something neither of you can ignore. Because at the end of the day, desire isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's in the stone glance, the playful tease, the lingering touch, and the charged silence between sentences. And if you can master the art of recognizing it, you'll never miss your moment again. And so, in the end, it's never really about memorizing a checklist of signs or trying to decode every move she makes. It's about presence, about being so attuned to the moment that you can feel the difference in the air when desire walks in. When you can see her eyes linger just a heartbeat too long, when you can sense her body leaning into yours, when you can hear the shift in her laughter, you're no longer stumbling in the dark. You're awake. Because the truth is, connection isn't found in grand declarations. It's born in the quiet, magnetic moments that most people overlook. And if you can learn to recognize those moments, to honor them and meet them with confidence and respect, you won't just attract a woman. You'll connect with her on a level words could never reach. So pay attention. Stay present. And when you see the signs, don't let the moment pass you by.